going to be doing, I did a battle earlier with just 7 TOGs versus 7 KV2s, or battleships versus refrigerators, whatever you want to call them. And it got me thinking how cool it would be to actually do like kind of an ultimate showdown between DPM versus DERP. Now, to get the balancing correct, we just went straight off just tank destroyers. Try doing it off equal tiers, so each side has a tier 10, each side has a few tier 9s, and then tier 8, tier 7, tier 6, so forth. So try to make it as even, as balanced between tank destroyers. So there is no KV2 in this, but we do have the FE-183. Just a lot of tanks very well known for either their very deadly high DERP capability or that extremely deadly DPM. Now, in the KV2 match versus the TOGs, the KV2s got absolutely annihilated when the TOGs just started closing in, and you just watched them just get eaten alive. Their hit point pool just draining like crazy. And I thought maybe the KV2s would have had a chance, but the thing is that the TOGs have a lot more hit points than the KV2s. So this one I actually thought was a bit more interesting and a bit more fair in the way that, yeah, they're both tank destroyers, and even though the TOG and the KV2 are both heavies, this one is a little bit more evenly distributed on the hit point pool. And going into this first match, I decided to be the SU-100, just bottom tier, tier 6. We do kind of mix it up. And I kind of feel bad having my subscribers come in and be these lower tiers. But if they do, honestly, shout out to them. And really, this is a subscriber channel. You guys make this channel happen. I really appreciate all you guys do. You guys are really awesome. It's fun doing all these crazy random idea vids. Keep the ideas coming. I do have a list. If you do want to join and help out with any of these, join my Discord server. Make sure you get the role movie crew so you get the announcements right when I'm starting to put a room together. Be on the NA server, shoot me a friend request. So here, my accuracy, the thing about the DERP guns is they're not known for their accuracy, so they do take a little bit more time to aim in. When we are looking at the pros and cons between DPM and DERP, the tanks with the DPM, they typically are much more accurate. And yeah, even though they don't do as much damage per shot, that where they're really deadly is their reload is typically very fast. So I got absolutely annihilated there. So they can end up draining your hit point pool pretty quick if you're exposed, you're not behind cover. Whereas the DERP tanks, they just basically need to get that one shot. Once they penetrate, it drains a lot of your hit point pool, and it's not a good feeling. and then just roll back behind cover. And DPM tanks are just a little bit different. So here now I'm rolling out in the ISU-152. Now we do kind of have a mix, a blend from the DERP side. We do have the FE-183. Just had to use that one. Then there's 3 tier 9s, the SU-122-54, the Object 704, and the T-30 with those great 640 average damage cannons. And the Conway and the T-30 do have turrets, which do give them a little bit more of that advantage. And then the ISU-152 had to include that. It's got an excellent cannon with also that 640 average damage, the SU-152, and then the SU-100. So that's on the DERP side. The DPM, the Object 263, great DPM, honestly can be quite lethal. The other thing I've noticed between these DERP and DPM battles is DPM tanks typically tend to have better armor. Now, when I started detecting all of them and I got myself in a little bit of a pinch, it was really bad news. I did not have much luck, completely missed that shot on that AT crossing over, and I am in a bit of a pinch here because I see that Object 263 fire and I try to go over, but that Yag Tiger I did not quite detect. So unfortunately that was a big fat 0 for me. Just got eaten alive. I was trying to flank, come across the side of some of these other enemies, and it did not work out too well. I should have actually kind of gone back just around this hillside and not straight to that building. So we're going to see how the rest of the team kind of holds up here. This Object 704, you can see just how fast its hit point pool just drains. An unfortunate miss on the HE round, still doing a lot of damage, but yeah, not quite the maximum potential that it could have been. Now the thing with these DERP guns as well is they have a long reload, so you do have to rely on cover and armor, and that's where you can get a little bit in trouble. This FE-183 just gets an excellent shot off there on that SU, but unfortunately is in a bit of a pinch here, and this is where his hit point pool just starts draining quite fast. Doesn't look like he even has the chance to reload one more, and unfortunate bounce for that Conway. But yeah, the DPM tanks tend to be a little bit more well armored, and I didn't even think about that before for some reason, but I guess with the DPM tanks, they are tanks that typically, in order to really utilize that strength of DPM, they do need to expose themselves more. And so I guess it would make sense on why they would have more armor. So I was like, okay, DERP is just absolutely getting their butts kicked. I'm going to go ahead and be one of the higher tier tanks. I'm going to roll out in the T-30, which is one of my favorite tier 9 tank destroyers. It's excellent, got a great armored turret. We get an excellent shot off on this AT-15A, which is a little bit dangerous for them because these guys do have some weak points on top, and where they don't have great gun depression. So able to get some great shots here. I just have to make sure my team over on the other side, I'm not getting flanked or getting shot up from behind. And so I was thinking, now that's a great position for that Yag Tiger to be, because with his armor angled like that, it does strengthen it a bit to the point where I didn't have quite enough penetration. And the T-30's got some great penetration, so I'm just trying to see if he would poke up. And I've got to be careful here because I'm trying to see if I can make the move to get just a little closer. But the dangerous thing about DPM tanks is close is where they're good at, because if they can really get up on you, and I don't know how that bounced, it must have just been that right angle. So excellent dodge there from the Tortoise. This is honestly where I can get myself in a lot of trouble, because this is where a DPM tank can shine. I can't miss, which I fortunately am able to penetrate that shot. This Tortoise could easily roll around the corner, trying to use the adrenaline as much as I can. I do get a lucky bounce, and unfortunately I don't take the Tortoise out. I'm trying to use the team behind me to protect me as much as I can so they don't completely come up and swarm me. Like I said, the DPM tanks, if they can get right in your face and use that DPM just to rain down those shells, that's where you can really see the power of those DPM tanks shine. So we're actually doing pretty good here. The DPM tanks look like they're pulling through, trying to just sneak around, get some more shots. We get a beautiful one in that AT-15, but that Yag Tiger was on high alert, gets a great shot into me. The score is even. Can the DERP pull through and at least win one? So great shot off there on the Yag Tiger. We're moving in. trying to take out these other two before the other one ends up joining or coming up on. So I was able to miss that one from the Yak Tiger, which was very helpful. And we do have that SU coming up right behind. Oh, things aren't looking too good. Able to even the score. DERP was just falling behind, it looked like, just a little bit. And this T-30 just was able to do just some excellent damage there. Now all we have left is this SU-122-54. Now you really can't underestimate this SU because it has one of the most amazing DPMs in the game. If it gets a shot off me, the problem with DERP guns, not only being inaccurate, long reload times, kind of going along with that, if I miss my shot and I'm exposed to him, he can absolutely rip me apart. So I'm trying to go down in here in this lower ground so I can pop up and just use the strength of my turret. Looks like we just found him. And I can't, he's got a decent amount of hit points left. So I'm trying to keep my distance a little bit. Use that turret, trying to just get a shot right off the top, which we do, which is excellent. And it looks like DERP may be able to pull through on this one, winning one round. Whereas in the vid I did with 7 TOG versus 7 KV2, it was a complete annihilation. So, wow. Excellent game. Thank you to all my subscribers that had helped me with this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the Muffin. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.